That is bribery.
Yeah.
The other side is not bribery. It's
Okay,
rewarding.
It's a reward.
Okay.
We have a performance appraisal every 6 months, and some would be receiving the performance bonus twice a year.
Twice a year.
If they did well for.
And how much is the bonus, if I may ask?
Okay, it's around 10% or perhaps or a month
Of your
their salary.
Okay, that's fair.
One way of motivating our people.
To work.
But you know what? We don't only motivate and develop or train our employees. We do as well train our students. We have this which we call technology. It's a fusion of talk and technology.
Okay.
So what we do is we equip our students from the 5 campuses. We gather them, we give them free seminars, and we import or perhaps we contact people who are esteemed highly with the expertise of a certain topic. Like this afternoon at 2 p.m. we'll be having a seminar, technology about ethics in internet and ethics in social networking. Because some people, the wrong side of the good thing. I mean, okay, let's just talk about the wrong side.
Okay.
Some employees, being Filipinos, so Facebook, Friendster.
We have Facebook, we have Twitter. Okay, so
it could backfire because what they do is that they spill out how they feel about the company. They'd be griping about the co-employee. And then the bad thing is that if you have friends who are co-employees or from other companies, or your students who are your friends, they'd be reading or you're griping.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen this afternoon at 2 p.m. There will be a technology about that. The social ethics of social networking. What do we do? What the do's and don'ts of social networking?
And which are very, very basic. Like one,
Yes.
do not write if you're angry.
No, yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
So
You know what?
true.
Because if you're trying to do that, it's as if you're biting the hand that feeds you. Okay. Okay, we have the right of expression. We can express and say what we want, but then you have a responsibility as an employee to protect the image of your company. So no matter how you feel bad about your boss or the corporation you're in, or the people you are with, or the students you're teaching, you should restrain yourself from doing so.
Yeah, there's a guideline. Like if you are angry, you have to write your thoughts separately on a paper, then revise it 3 times.
Yes.
Until such time that, okay, the anger is gone, but the content of what you want to say is there, the gist of the story, or the content, the actual content, is the only thing that was that remain in the paper. That's the time you can pass now.
True. Because you'll be startled by what the difference you'll see from the first writing to the third writing. These are full of cussing and cursing, but the third will be more logical, more objective. Especially, it's hard for Filipinos to be when you're caught between 2 camps firing at each other. It's really hard to resolve a conflict.
Yeah,
But
especially if you are inside a corporation that you don't know who's your boss. There are moments like that. You are reporting to this boss, but there is another boss, and you are caught in between. How do you do that? How do you manage those conflicts?
What we do is we try to be objective as possible. We ask, for example, on a separate meeting, I'll be asking one camp and asking, what made you angry? How do you feel? How angry are you? So, and then after doing that, how else could you have reacted instead of being hostile? And do you know the repercussions of doing this? It's about realization, making the person realize that, hey, actually I'm shooting the boat where I'm in right now. But then when they calm down and realize that, yeah, I have my own shortcomings, and then I'd be open for reconciliation, you talk to the other camp. And then once they both calm down, you let them meet and be as professional as possible. Sometimes,
but it doesn't happen
every day. It does not happen every
like
day.
that.
But the good thing is, if you cannot restore the personal relationship, is that you can at least impose on them to work as professional as possible. The conflict shouldn't get in the way of them achieving their commitments and the expectations of their bosses.
Okay.
So as long as they could perform as an individual, good. But it would be better if they didn't. They'd be doing it joyfully, right?
But a lot of well, maybe this is just my observation, but there are moments that some are just continuously go into it. I mean, maintain their work just because of the cash or the money that's involved with it, the salary, which is hard because
so sad.
Yeah, just so sad because they are there for the company just for the money and not for the commitment for the quality of their work anymore.
That's why we look for the word malasakit.
Malasakit.
You know what? For people, especially us Filipinos, I know that in the States you could easily be served the pink slip anytime. Pwede kang i-fire God that day. But in the Philippines, being part of the HR department, okay, let's give them another chance. Let's give them 2 more weeks or another month. Before you know it, a year has passed, and then the person's not changing. Give them the ultimatum.
Yeah, isn't it a downfall for companies who also take the company as a family corporation in some ways? Because if you treat it as like very familiar yung mga tao, di ba? Nagiging parang masyado silang lumalabas lahat.
True. It is typical not only in private institutions but also you observe it more sa public. Ang tawagan nila kuya, ate, di ba? Kuya, ate, they call their bosses that or their colleagues that. And they'd be talking about personal things.
I don't like it.
Well, perhaps because you have the Western mentality and how things should be done, right?
Yeah.
But in the Philippines,
I like it better when you call them Mr. or Miss instead of calling them kuya or ate because, hey, we're not relatives.
True. And that's what I'm proud about Informatics Dow Group.
Yeah.
We call each other Mr. and Miss.
Yes.
And our students respect us because they see how we respect each other. And if there are attempts to disrespect somebody, we call their attention, not really to reprimand them, but to let them understand that they're violation.
Oh, well, maybe because, but it works very well with the Filipino culture, the emotional attachment, the kuya ate. I even noticed that even in the schools, they even call kuya ate even to people they're not related into it.
Right.
Maybe it's an emotional attachment in a way. Maybe if you are a Filipino, you have to get used to it. No, this is a new culture that we're heading into.
True, but Filipinos should as well be global.
Yeah,
we have to be global citizens. That's why some foreigners would be, what do you call that person, kuya or ate? He's the, for example, the police or the waiter. Why do you call him kuya or her ate? Diba?
Call him a waiter.
Or call him a Mister or
or Mr. Driver if he's a driver.
But to some extent, it's good. It's the sense of connectedness. It is good because we know that somehow what we do will be beneficial or will be affecting other people the negative way. Diba? But then if in the corporate world, of course, we encourage everybody to call each other to behave corporately.
Yes, there's some kind of formalities also.
You know what? Because if they start thinking, they feel so homey about their corporations. Before you know it, they'd be wearing slippers in the office.
Yes, in the office already.
Diba? And they're going down the stairs with their toothbrush in their mouth. And they're, you know what?
Yes, and they'll be coming in late.
Are you in pajamas right now? True.
So, this is a matter of teaching a culture. The corporate culture must be really deep-seated, rooted.
Deep-seated. Everybody should be participating in it, taking part in making this happen. Because I believe that every person contributes something to the culture. Have you been to a corporation or a company where people are, they're susceptible to negative influences of other people? So mahilig sa chismis, it's a culture.
So it's a culture.
Diba? So mahilig sa away, it's a culture. So mahilig mag-undertime, it's a culture. Diba?
And they will do overtime after.
That's true. Para mas malaki bayad. That's why we try to professionalize everything. But not to the point of being cold-shouldered or not treating other people as people anymore. I mean, we are a people, yes, but we are professionals as well. We have emotions, yes, but we are not too attached to the point of, kasi familiarity breeds contempt. Makikita mo, magsusumbatan na yan in the end. See?